Hi everybody. Welcome to the LPE special Title I event. We are going to talk about this word, this vocabulary word right here that came from our cupcake story. Okay, and this word is icing. Okay, so I mean, I know some things just looking at this word from SLI, right? Because we have a C that's followed by an I. So this C is going to make its sound. And then we also have an ing at the end of our word, right? So we have icing. Perfect. Okay. Now this word can mean a couple of different things depending on what it is that we're talking about. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to write down, because I know from our cupcake story that icing, it's like the sweet, sugary, colored topping, right? On cakes or cupcakes. All right. So I wrote that down up there. Sweet, sugary, colored topping on cakes or cupcakes. Could also be on cookies, right? We can put icing on all kinds of things that we might bake, right? Okay, so the next thing that I can think about the next thing that I can think about icing, and I know we can all think about this right now, when it starts to get cold at night, what's happening to our windows in our car and the windows outside of our house, right? They are icing over, right? We get that formation of ice. Doesn't just happen to be on cars. Could be on motors. Anything outside when it starts to get cold, it can start icing over. So I'm going to call this one oops, let me move this, friends, because I write too big. That this one is a formation of ice crystals. All right. So this one is like when we go out and we have to scrape off our windshields in the morning before we come to school, right? We have to hit that button to defrost our windows in our car, okay, because they are icing over. All right, my friends, the next definition of icing, and I'm going to be really honest with you, I had to make sure on this one. Okay, the next definition of icing that I could find had to do with hockey. I don't know if you play hockey, but if you do, I'm sure that you know about it. Okay, so that icing is when you are on your side of the ice, right? Your side of the main line, and when you hit the puck and it goes all the way down to the other goal, and it actually crosses, it does cross the goal line, but it does not count. Okay, so if you are icing in hockey, then it's, I don't think that's a legal thing to do, right? Because they don't count goals that are made with icing. So I'm going to write down that it is shooting a hockey puck all the way down to the goal, right? Okay, so icing, that's a big long shot, right? So here we go. So we have this, oops, I marked some of it off. Sweet, sugary colored topping on cakes or cupcakes. We have the formation of ice crystals. Okay, when something gets cold and it starts icing over. Okay, a lot of times when you fly somewhere on a plane, they will have to de-ice the plane because the plane is icing over. Okay, and then shooting a hockey puck all the way down, like from where your team stands all the way down to the goal, and it crosses the line. All right, so one of the things that we have to think about when we're reading and when we see that word icing, we have to think about the context of our story. So in a story about cupcakes, when I see that word icing, which one of these definitions am I going to think of? I'm going to think of the sweet topping, right? For the cakes or cupcakes. If I'm reading a story about going to a hockey game and they talk about icing, am I going to be thinking about the sweet cupcake topping? Probably not, because that doesn't fit in with my story. So I'm probably going to be thinking about shooting the hockey puck all the way down the ice, and it's gonna cross the goal line, but it's not gonna count as a goal. Okay, or if my car window is icing over, okay, and I have to get out and clean my car window, then guess what? I'm going to be thinking that is probably the formation of ice crystals on my window, and that it doesn't have anything to do with like the sweet topping on cakes or cupcakes, and it doesn't have to do with a hockey game. All right, so sometimes part of understanding the vocabulary words that we read in stories has to do with our background knowledge, our knowledge about the things that we read about, and the things that we know about. So in our cupcake story, we talked about icing like frosting, right? But we did manage to come up with some other definitions of the word icing. Okay, everybody. Thank you for stopping by, and everybody have a great day. Bye, my friends.